What's the state of democracy in India? Now, if you ask this question, then you should be prepared to understand the history of India. India has been perpetually a democracy. Now, in 6th century BC, that means 600 years before Christ, we have a clear evidence of Vajji Republic in India, which was a democracy, which means for India, democracy is not a Western concept. India has been traditionally a democracy, and with its long history, we know that we had a free and fair debating societies. Now, debating was the word for debate in Indian language or Sanskrit is oh no, there is a word for that, and Shastrarth. The word is Shastrarth. So the debating was very common, and we didn't have like a voting system, because the voting is a new concept, electoral voting. So maybe in 18th century or 19th century started, but we had something akin to that, in the sense that in Vajji Republic it was people who chose the government. So it is nearly impossible, nearly unthinkable that India can ever become undemocratic, because people are not used to it. And it was because of democracy that foreigners and invaders came into India, and they were assimilated into our culture and civilization. Right from ancient Greeks till the British, we were almost open to foreigners coming into India or establishing their kingdoms, not because we are fearful or afraid of them, but because we had a democratic principle in which we accepted them and even gave them the honor to rule a certain part of our nation. So we had diverse ethnicities coming to India, and we embraced them. So democracy is in our genes. Democracy is how we have been nurtured by our ancient rishis and teachers. So the question of the democracy is in India will be quite unlike democracies in China or even in some of the Western states, because we never accepted the rule by strength or rule by sword. And if foreigners ruled us, it was our magnanimity, because we did not think anybody alien to us. We called them by different names, but that does not mean we did not consider themselves a part of, not of ourselves. So you had Greco-Romans, Parthians, and a lot of other invaders coming to India and ruling us. And it was considered pretty much normal. We did not consider it as an attack on our sovereignty because we considered the world as our own. And we believed in a common heritage for humanity. We exchanged knowledge, we exchanged our culture, and so Islam was assimilated as easily as the Britishers because we have Anglo Indians, and in Goa we have uh, which country is Goa? I'm forgetting. In Goa, we have the Catholics, and in lots of other states, we have foreigners assimilating into our nation, and you know what is very interesting? Almost all the races found in the world are found in India. That's beautiful. So to think of somebody who might become a dictator in India is nearly impossible because our culture, our heritage, our people will not accept it or will assimilate them. So that is the democratic scene in India. So anybody who says Modi is dictator, maybe out of his own angst. Nobody can be a dictator in India. For a brief period there was emergency in India, but that is constitutionally validated. Under circumstances you can have emergencies when your freedoms and rights are taken away, but otherwise never in 5000 years history of India we had ever a right taken away. We had the freedom to speak, we had the freedom to do, we had the freedom to move, and so on and so forth. Thank you.